Heyo.
Hey, that's not Justin.
Yes, it's fucking not. It's Dakota in this bitch.
It's Dakota and Robbie. This is still counting by 7, just minus Justin because
We miss him.
we do. It's not R.I.P. He's just
he'll be
not here.
back soon.
Yeah, it's 2:45 in the morning currently.
You're on that third shift shit.
But Dakota and I had a thought about doing a separate session because he's a Bears fan and I'm a Packers fan. This is
Hell
the
yeah.
200th meeting between the Packers and Bears.
This is the first game we got to see together.
Exactly. Over, 3 years?
Like 4 years of friendship, but 3 years of us like
Quick
actually hanging out.
synopsis.
Yeah.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
because this is my recollection of how you told me. We used to work together in a retail environment. We won't say because we're not sponsored.
Oh, but we will.
But it sucked.
When we are. We're going to let it fly when we're verified. So get ready.
But it sucked. But anyway, so I used to have a Packers lunchbox because that's me. And then we were working together in the same department. Okay. We were working together in the same department, and we started talking about football. And that's when you told me you're a Bears fan, and you said, yeah, I saw your lunchbox, and you thought, this guy.
I was afraid to tell you because I was like, I saw you early that day at work. I was like, holy shit. He's okay, but like, how awkward is it? How funny, how convenient, I guess. And then watch me end up being near him in work. And it's just going to come up in conversation.
And it's been awesome ever since.
Yeah. So, yeah, we made it. I don't know fucking how. We made it.
And so, we obviously love doing the podcast with Justin because he had so much more depth, gap integrity.
Baby boy.
Hashtag gap integrity.
Gap integrity. Baby boy JK.
Exactly. So, JK bringing in that AK. We'll explain that joke to you, Justin, next week.
I don't know the joke either, but I'm sure it's a good one.
You were there. What? You just don't remember. We can't talk about it on air. Sensitive.
I really don't remember it.
Sensitive content.
Can't wait to hear it again.
So, anyway. But yeah, so we just thought we're just going to talk about Packers Bears this game. We won't go too deep into the history. We will at some point. Yeah. It's not an 8.5 episode.
Black and white.
It's like rivalry week, basically.
It's a little mini series.
Yeah, we'll call it like a subcategory to the main part.
The mini series between
exactly
a Bears Packers fan and then the Bills fan.
Well, because here's the thing: is we could talk shit to each other all year, like if we really wanted to.
It's like 85% you talking shit. The rest of me just listening, and sometimes talking.
Okay, shit. Is that what you really think?
Like you'll always like.
I just backed up a lot of facts.
I mean, you make a lot of jabs at like Allen Robinson not being number one for us. Like, but come on, like just because you don't like him now doesn't mean you won't like him.
He's just not number one for y'all against us.
I mean that's cool. I'll give it for teams with a good defense. That's what you mean.
No, but I mean,
yeah. Well, see, that's what you. Fair. That's shit I'm talking.
To be fair, can you agree to say that? The way that the hatred in the division goes, it's for you, it's Packers. For me, it's Bears. Then it goes immediately Vikings and Lions are last.
Yeah, I mean it's different because like.
So it's amazing because we hate the division the same.
Yeah, but I'm saying like we're like a good rivalry. We're not like how Red Sox and Yankees fan can be.
I mean, I don't watch baseball, so sure.
Nobody has to watch baseball to know how fucking stupid they are like that.
But like I know that baseball is stupidly long.
Like I can't think of any other rivalry that bad, but like between Bears and Packers fans, it's like. It's traditional, obviously. It's like
outside.
That's like a thing. It's
old football.
But like nobody's ever like actually like throwing a fist over. It's like
what? That's also a good point.
Respectable rivalry.
And I haven't even thought about that till you just said it. That I don't ever recall seeing like on we're gonna say it and it's gonna happen this week, like an NFL memes page where it's like Packers and Bears fans start punching each other in the face, like because Packers fans. Anytime I've been to Lambeau, whether or not they're Packers fans or not, always handing out, beers and shit to everybody there. So I'm not going to say we're the friendliest bunch. Right now, there's a trending hashtag called Entitled Town. Because I'm going to say, I guess maybe, I don't want to say younger fans, because I'm not, I'm only 28, so I'm not an old head yet. But there's definitely a lot of fans that think that, we're 10-3, but we should be better. We should have this, blah, blah, blah. Make sure I make jabs about stuff we should have, but I do it in satire.
All right.
So anyway.
So yeah, like I was saying, but yeah, I mean, it's like never one of those games, And
it is crazy because
fans respected, players respected.
For the most part, Dan Trevathan didn't.
Yeah, well,
once.
Well, at least once, at least not twice.
That was also the first Packers Bears game that we weren't working together because I had my new job at that point.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had that office job.
Fun fact.
Exactly. First office.
I mean, I'm not. a year later, I'm not that mad about Gervais not playing because Kwiatkowski's been doing his thing, so I'm not even mad.
44.
I kind of don't want him to come back.
Like I said, he's y'all's Van Der Esch, and that's when I was like, yeah, I mean, that could be a problem.
That's
Exactly
the
for
white
run
king
game.
we needed.
Okay, all right.
That's the boost we needed. I agree completely. That's what you're saying.
But it's also, too, because, like I said, first Packers-Bears game for us on the 200th meeting with playoff implications because, like you said, week 1 last week, it was...
Even though ours are very slim, us winning changes the wild card for teams, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you beat us, then it makes us look like, okay, maybe Green Bay really isn't.
Which, save the Redskins.
As I just said on Thursday, I don't think we're Super Bowl bound. We're definitely division championship bound. That's what I'm going to say. That's definitely doable. But anyway.
It's just too hot right now.
Yeah, exactly. And so week 1 last year was a lot of, I guess, kind of answering the mediocrity. I mean, Rodgers is coming back after being injured. And then the comeback game, which was obviously amazing to be in Lambeau. And then the second game, I don't want to say it had heavy implications because we were already out because of our abysmal record. But, well, not that year.
Did you get Lambeau last season? Or
no.
That was just, oh, sorry. I got you wrong.
I don't remember last time I was in Lambeau.
Since we've been friends.
The last Packers game I went to was the return. One? Yeah, the Panthers one. Yeah, the return.
When that one happened.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Yep. Yeah, the last time I was in Lambeau was against Dallas when Dez dropped it again. It was raining that day. Definitely have earned some medal as a football fan. I mean,
at least in rivalry, our common ground is hating Dallas. So I mean,
yeah. And again, in Minnesota, the same because they're just delusional.
Yeah, it's delusional.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
And also,
talking shit when
especially this year, we're the most competitive division.
Yeah.
Especially with
the last couple of years.
Final few weeks coming. Yeah. So, I think our division is one of the most exciting. AFC South because I mean, I guess two people of two friends of mine that are Steelers fans. So, at least right now because they're keeping it competitive. But we're talking about NFC North only.
Right. But yeah.
So going into tomorrow, 1:00 game, which we talked about last week, should be the primetime 1:00 game.
Yeah,
I would like to think, but
game of the week.
Yeah, but it's not. They should have put it in the 4.
All right, we're watching it.
So, but interesting because, like I said, if we win and then Dallas beats the Rams, but same for y'all. Right. You need to beat us, but keep winning past this game. So
yeah, that's what I was going to say. You said I think either way, if either team loses this, there's not much to lose.
Right now, I mean, yeah.
Either way, Packers are in the playoffs, whether the Vikings win the division or not. And if we lose...
Most likely. Depends on how the rest of the NFC finishes up.
And if we lose, it's just like the playoff chances were slim anyway. Uh-huh. So it's not really losing a whole lot. But were they to... On some
people are trying
way,
to say the Bears run the table like Rodgers did.
I mean, they've been doing good so far.
I think,
but yeah, the last 3 games are going to be the hardest games. I think if we can get over the Packers, that's the biggest hill. Chiefs haven't been playing like they used to be playing. And then the last week with Minnesota, who we already beat.
Yeah, which we talk about that, like they beat everyone outside. We talk about Thursday was they beat everyone outside.
Started saying by some miraculous string of events, if that were to even happen, then that's cool. But I mean, it's just so far away that if it didn't happen, I wouldn't even be mad, So the Packers lose. If we lose either way, nobody's really losing much. But if the Packers win, then that's even worse for the Vikings.
Yeah, and I mean, again, when I was saying that we have to play 3 division games to finish out, like I guess he's going 2-1 to who I don't to who most likely Minnesota, but it could be the Bears. Like the Bears could beat us in theory, and we could win out 2-0, which would feel good.
I think even any yeare, especially the last couple of years, you gotta have a better chance of losing to us than the Vikings at least. Because
it does seem that way.
Yeah, I can't
because Kirk Cousins ain't real.
Yeah, that's true.
Like he stole that money, but what a man.
So because Bears and Vikings used to be an exciting game, but now it's just like a really boring game that somebody eventually wins.
Yeah, and anytime you play the Lions, it's just like another bye week. I mean, they fooled us on the opening drive, but yeah, they still win. Yeah. But it's also interesting too because now coming back around this year with this game meaning more, we have a vastly better defense than we did last year.
How's it feel?
Amazing. To have
I said, welcome to the club. Half bars is hurt now,
dude. Well, to also have like multiple free agents hit, and I mean not to. I'm not going to dump on you. I think maybe like most people would expect, but we'll make jabs. We'll make quips. Well, I was going to talk about Amos, but yeah, it's like, I mean, he picked off against y'all, which of course is what you want to see. It's like, oh, it's the rival. It's a team that, quote unquote, like we said, didn't want him, but I think they're cucked by the Mac deal. But when they produce, so the Smiths, Amos, the free agents to hit,
feel more complete.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like the team's more capable.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. I think defensively, looking forward, I feel comfortable with the players at the positions we have for the future for like a couple of years. Kwiatkowski's doing great for Trevathan. Kyle Fuller still has a couple good years left on him. Eddie Jackson's still really young, so I think to get back to the defense we were last year, I don't want to in the draft definitely get a safety for HaHa. I think HaHa only got a 1 year deal.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the rest of your because you're talking about so you got Mac for like 6, right?
Right.
So about Eddie Jackson, Kyler Fuller.
I have to check those, especially.
I feel like there's gonna be a lot of those. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of talented defensive backs in the free agency pool.
Feel like it.
I mean, that Mac deal is expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we'll see. Franchise tags are a thing and stuff. So someone could have a down year going into a contract year. So they'll more likely to accept a franchise tag.
Right. So, like all those factors aside, I'm thinking just like straightforward would be better with another safety instead of HaHa. Like in the draft, I mean.
See, like I said, when I was listening back to our episode, like, yeah, I'm not going HaHa because I bought his jersey and I'm not mad about that. Like, that'll be one that ends up playing in Goodwill. It's not like he left Green Bay in his best years when Green Bay like Woodson played for the Raiders, still had good seasons, but won a title with us. I'm not gonna not wear that jersey. It's one of my favorite players of all time, or at least my favorite defensive player of all time. But the thing about HaHa was like first years were great, and then somebody close to him, and I saw this on Instagram, and it was a long time ago, but they said it was allegedly a family member, but basically he got voted into that Pro Bowl, which again is a joke. Like Pro Bowls, I guess, are cool maybe on your stat line when you retire, but if you're a fan of football and you think Pro Bowls matter, they don't. It's a fucking popularity contest.
Celebrity show.
Like, sure, Blake Martinez can lead the league in tackles, and like when people go to NFL.com or they go to Twitter for Pro Bowl votes, they see who's the leader in tackles, Blake Martinez. They just vote him in. I mean, it's like whatever. It's just like filling in the Scantron, like ABC all the way down.
Yeah.
So that's why. So he got into the Pro Bowl, and then apparently, according to this person, he thought he got all entitled. Like, I'm gonna change the game for safeties and how they get paid, and I'm gonna get big money. I'm a Pro Bowler. I'm gonna be an All Pro, and it's like, okay, Jair came into the league on fire, and then this year he said he wanted to be an All Pro. He's on his way. He's the best corner in the NFC, so he's second best in the league right now in defended passes.
Right.
So that's the different mentality. Now, granted, again, same timeline. It's 2 years, 2 good years for HaHa. So we'll see how that third year goes. But HaHa was just such a disappointment. It's like we had 2 Alabama players come in and burn us, basically. Lacey just didn't have any motivation.
Right.
By the way, I still follow his Instagram. He was flexing on his story that he just bought a hookah.
Hey, is he not playing in the league anymore?
He ain't been in the league for a year, maybe. His last job was with the Seahawks for a season. I think he got injured in there, too.
I didn't even know he went there.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got an ankle surgery with us, but I read this, but of course there were so many articles about his weight. But because of his weight, it kept contributing to his ankle strain. Like, if he lost weight, he'd have been fine.
Right.
His first seasons were killer. Alabama players, bro. Don't like him anymore.
Well, I like Eddie Jackson so far.
Yeah, I mean, right? So how many years in?
2.
See, here we go. So
I mean, yeah.
So,
you only had the one interception this year.
Yeah. So I mean, I dump on HaHa. I think for the work ethic.
Yeah, they can't all be Julio
because
Jones.
You can't have that type of mentality in quote unquote a small market team like Green Bay.
Right.
In some aspects, Chicago you could say is also a small market team in a sense. I mean, they're in a huge city, but
not too many
Mac
stars
just
or anything.
now is attracting talent. Like no one before then really wanted to go there, right?
Right. Yeah. Mac is definitely the star.
Like Allen Robinson going there wasn't a huge free agency signing. Now, had he gone to Green Bay, it'd have just been like Aaron Rodgers gets a new target essentially.
Right.
Like this kid's career is going up. Is essentially is the headline for that.
Right. Yeah.
So draft him high in fantasy. But so yeah, so haha sucks. But
yeah.
I'm glad this game isn't in Soldier Field too, in the pothole facility.
Look, I haven't been, but like, when we go,
I need some fucking sod out there.
Tell him.
Tell him.
I mean,
I'm gonna go there home jersey and
Dallas couldn't run on it. I'm fine.
Okay, now listen.
Well, by what?
And I told you though, but Lambeau Field, like I said on Thursday, has been having some problems.
What's the
Stole
grass?
some yards from Jimmy Graham.
What's the grass type called?
Kentucky bluegrass. At least last time I was there, they could have changed it.
Could have.
They didn't mention that.
It's Kentucky bluegrass.
Yeah, as far as I was there last time. So they don't Google grass types.
I'm not. Not yet.
Yeah, no one fact checking.
I'm gonna find out from the source.
Oh yeah. Well, Lambeau is pretty cool though, especially a lot of stuff they recently added. Like next to the stadium now, it's this stuff called Tattletale District. It's like got ice rinks and like tube sledding hills and all that stuff.
Attractions.
Excuse me.
Attractions.
Oh, you said a trash heap. I was coughing.
Trash heap of kid loving fun.
Yeah. So. All right. So, well, anyway, I guess. What should we talk about? Should we talk about the game, or should we talk about what?
What do you mean?
Just kind of making this up.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is a new segment, so we're like, it's in the works.
So I mean, I guess, like I said, so all right. So if the game has playoff implications potentially,
right.
I guess I'll maybe like talk about what I feel like Green Bay needs to do to beat the Bears a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, I mean,
and we'll start there.
We touched on that on Thursday, but I mean, now we can really get into it.
Sure.
So why not? You know what week it is.
All right, so I'll go. Yeah, go for it. Go and grab your water real quick.
All right.
I'll go ahead and start. You can hear me. So, so coming into Lambeau, obviously, I feel like home field is going to be a bigger advantage this week. Like I said last week, Lambeau was extremely quiet, so that's pretty cool to hear. I guess you could say that. So they were so respectful of the offense on there. So that's going to open up stuff like the hard count, because, like you said, you guys have been struggling with penalties mostly on offense, not so much on defense, but still, it's going to open up the hard count at home, because you have to prepare for that. My biggest problem, again, is like you say, whatever your linebacker's last name, 44, it's going to choke up the run game a lot, because if Aaron Jones gets bottlenecked as hard as he did against San Francisco, and like he has just against other teams, I feel like we're really, really going to struggle. The other problem with that too is if you take away the run game, there's no, run pass option, there's no read option, there's no play pass. So that makes us one dimensional. And excuse me, I'm not going to say that Matt LaFleur hasn't responded well to adversity. He's a first year coach, so he's doing the best he can, but I feel like when we get back to one dimensional, it's just like, hey, look, it's Mike McCarthy young. But again, it's his first year, so I don't critique him that hard on that.
Right. I mean, you can't go much off the first year. But
sorry, I rambled on a bit there.
No, you're fine. But to be to accomplish that in your first season, I mean, that's pretty big.
Like
in one of the toughest divisions, if not the toughest.
First Packers coach in their first year to do 10 wins. It's great.
Yeah.
So he's already achieved so much. He's taken us from 6-9-1 to 10-3. Stoked. And season
can't ask much more than that.
Season end today, awesome, fine.
Right.
I'm happy with it. We could be better. Exactly. Like we could be better in the sense of there are things we can improve on. I don't mean it like we should be
undefeated.
Yeah. No, that's fucking dumb. That's also unrealistic with all these new people. So. But yeah, so anyway, so still just going back to the offense, so that's my biggest fear is the run game not opening up, because that closes up pretty much everything.
Right.
Because yeah, so essentially, as I said, on Thursday, the key is the run game, because then that opens up the tight ends. It opens up everything. So, just beating you guys on the ground, man. So, 44 is basically 44 who's I'm going to be watching for you guys.
Yeah,
basically.
he's like in the backfield. He's good in coverage. He's the first one to make an open
Your
field
guys'
tackle.
Van Der Esch, like I said,
I really
man,
appreciate it. Like, I'm glad the way he stepped up and like he's to the point where most of us fans want him to start. Coach Rathan's good, but like
Well, it's like how we were talking today, right?
he's
Oh,
like
by the
a
way,
spring chicken. He doesn't have that energy.
by the way, Justin, the studio got a makeover today.
It's sexy in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of no, but there's a lot of new. Well, there's some.
Not yet.
There's some memorabilia. There's some stuff. We'll just let you see it when you get here. But I do have my signed Oren Burke stuff there, and you were asking me about where's Oren Burke's been, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, he's been doing great on special teams, on kick recovery, and on like kick defense or whatever. But we should give him some reps on the field because he has wheels.
Right.
He can cover. I mean, he was essentially a coverage linebacker in college, from what I understand. Like I said, I just started watching this year. So
welcome.
Well, thank you. But yeah. So if Blake is again struggling, and there are like some analysts on Twitter that are like, "Why do people say you're a liability in coverage?" It's like, well, because he is. Like, I understand that he's crashing the gap on the run. That is good. That's what I've said that. He's good at blitzing. He's good at tackling. He's good at getting to the ball carrier. But he's not good at covering anybody. He's not good at dropping back in the coverage.
That's a complete package.
He's not good at feeling like zone depth. Like he had a pass go way over his head on a shotgun play because he just didn't drop back enough.
Yeah.
So, and then just defensively, like I said, make Mitch play quarterback. I don't want to say that's simple, but do what we did last time. Send a couple safety blitzes at him on the block.
Make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then show blitz, but take it away. Like,
right.
Make him,
that's why
make him try to make reads. And I mean, we'll see which Mitch shows up. Either it'll be Mitch with a huge nutsack, or it'll just be Baby Dick Mitch.
Baby Dick Mitch.
I guess we're not going to use that as the episode title, but
we slandered Mitch too many times. You leave him alone.
Look,
leave him alone.
I understand why
he might not make me happy all the time, but he's still my quarterback.
Okay, Terrell. Okay.
What?
Okay.
What did I say?
T.O. That's my quarterback.
Oh, chill. Yeah. See.
I
thought you were. Never mind.
See.
Thought we were diverging.
No, but like I said, I respect where you're. I respect what you're saying. Like I said with Brett Hundley last year. Like I said, up to a certain point. Like, because I mean, in that game in Cleveland, like he threw a really shitty pass to Devontae, who made a hell of a play. But
it's weird because mine have been up and down seasons. That's like your backup quarterback for a season,
Yeah. So you expect him to have his mostly down.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's like a different attitude towards him,
Because especially when they do what they did, when they move up to take a guy who they could just have anyway, because you guys could have had. I mean, yeah. I'm not trying to use the Deshaun Watson Lamar.
No, it's not.
Like I'm not trying to use that shtick, but
in retrospect,
sure. Like, and considering what those quarterbacks have done,
it's not like to say if Deshaun Watson went to Chicago, he would have them 13-3 or anything,
Well, here's the argument I also say. Yeah, they could have had him, but he was also injured. I don't know if he also blew his knee out in his rookie, I think, or in his second year.
And it's just because, it's weird to say because Mitch's first season in Chicago wasn't with Matt Nagy. Second season with Matt Nagy, you see what he becomes, and then you see the third season how it's just been like a seesaw all season. So,
but like you said, and like I said, no, sorry to cut you off.
Well, you're fine. I was saying at that point, it's not like you can't put it all on the player. It could be the system.
Matt Nagy is just
for sure.
Matt Nagy's just Mike McCarthy with better defense.
Okay, now.
We have agreed that he doesn't go too deep in the playbook.
Right.
I mean, I can understand the kicking situation.
Right.
I get it. I mean, but that creates so many other risks. Like, okay, he doesn't trust the kicker. Well, he doesn't trust Mitch to also throw. For this second and 34, like that's what we're gonna kick. So
yeah, the past few weeks, especially against the the Lions and Cowboys games. You can really see that more, like 20 yards or more passes from Mitch. Him running more, just seeing him improvise more makes me feel more comfortable in the pocket. Not in the pocket, makes me feel more comfortable as a fan. Because like when he's not rushing to get the ball out in under 3 seconds under pressure, and he can make space, that makes me feel like okay, I can trust him a little bit more in like
He can
clutch
do it.
situation. He can finally
He need it.
yeah, he can find the open man even if it takes 10 seconds. Just run around.
Yeah, and I mean, Mitch, he's not a god awful quarterback. I mean, he's not as bad as Jay.
Yeah,
You know, but
significant improvement. I like to say.
yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna say he doesn't have Jay tendencies. Like, it's hard. I mean, it's
Or
hard.
those passes, that's what gets me every time.
Other than you, okay, because obviously we respect, because like we're trying to do this trip to Soldier Field next year. It's hard for me to like see a Bears fan's point of view when the clip is literally Mitch looking at, we'll just say, a Green Bay defender, because I mean he's done it to a cornerback before, and just throwing it right to him. It's like, this is your God.
That's what we see.
You know, again, I'm not trying to say Rodgers is almighty, because like I'll just say, you know, if we had Kirk Cousins in this scenario, like yeah, Kirk Cousins sucks. And I mean, he's done those mistakes, but it's just so funny to see Mitch do it.
That makes sense.
It's just because it's the Bears.
Yeah,
also.
like
I mean, it's the Bears.
funny to
It's
see
the
your
fucking
rival
Bears.
fail.
Rodgers comes out here and throws 2 picks in the first 2 drives. You're going to be fucking shitting yourself.
Exactly. So it's nothing like that. It's just I mean, of course you're going to hate your opposing team, your rival team's quarterback a little bit more. Like
Yeah, I mean, you're going
you
to
want
try
to see him do a little bit worse.
Yeah, and I mean, it is funny to see Bears fans like on Twitter again to try to pick at Rodgers. It's like he's crushed y'all specifically so many times.
Right.
Not you, but
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean,
so.
yeah. And it's funny to still see like. I think it's funny. It's good to see those fans still like support Mitch without like downing him all the time. You know what I mean? Because like you can't be like, "Hey, fuck this guy, get him out of town," and then like be happy when he wins games for you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You can be upset, but you can't be like, "Hey, we out."
Well,
like
that bleeds into
Cam.
That bleeds into some of the Tom Brady stuff, and we'll talk about that maybe for the Christmas Eve one since we'll have more time. Because I don't want to do that without Justin. Obviously, that's in his thing. Because like fans, I don't want to say in this generation because I'm not trying to bring up like boomer words and all that stuff.
Back in my day,
but it's like, yeah, fans expect like so much. It's like I mean, this is football. Like, and this has been when I was in the 90s, like in the 2000s, like players get drafted. Some players are amazing in the draft class. Some players are shit. Shit players get taken in the first 5 picks. Amazing players get taken in the 7th round. Like, you can't predict that stuff. Like, I mean, sure, you can go off metrics and tape and all that. Like, and I talk about leaving stuff on tape all the time, but Odell's already proven himself compared to this kid coming out of college. You know, it's a different game.
right? But yeah, I mean, I guess that's the worst part. You never know,
Yeah.
and
So,
yeah,
I mean, you can't,
a lot
like,
of
what I'm saying is, like,
hidden
you
gems
can't
in the
expect Mitch to be like, sure, it's like the whole, you could have had Deshaun, or
league. Yeah, it's gonna be like
you can't
pick.
look at every other quarterback in the league and say, man, I mean, and again, I can say that
Things
because
could have been different.
Again, yeah, and like the next quarterback for Green Bay, I hope we keep it dynamic. Like, I would actually like to see like a Deshaun Watson type in this offense.
Right.
That might be wild. Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean,
That might be annoying.
No, well, yeah, for you, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is, and I love pocket passers. I love pure passers, like we had with. Well, Favre was more of a gunslinger, but I mean, pure pass first and run second. Rodgers he's a little bit more of a hybrid, but to have a more dynamic running back in Green Bay, it's something we haven't really had. So it would be new. So it'd be something just to, for me, it would just be like, as a fan, it's like, okay, different type of football because the league, the league evolves.
Yeah, that's what I feel. I mean, even though Mitch isn't.
I mean, come on. If we had Lamar Jackson in this offense right now, now granted, we wouldn't have to worry about receiver too. But damn.
Yeah, that's why I'm scared of that too. Because like, I think as far as I've like been a Bears fan for the 10 years since I've actually cared about football like that much, that we haven't had a quarterback like. Even though Mitch might not be
an actual football fan, like, well, you still are, but
yeah,
you were soccer first before American football first.
Yeah, I think I prefer it a little bit, but I mean, I like love football. So like, yeah, I think in my lifetime I haven't had like much of a hybrid quarterback like that. Like, he might not be, obviously, he's not the best, but
Yeah,
to have a quarterback who actually runs
Cheddar
more
Bob.
yeah, Cheddar Bob.
He tell me he does not look like him.
Moving on.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, because like I said, he's not like Deshaun Watson type scrambler, but he's like more like Mahomes in the essence of that he can improvise. That's why I like more. Just somebody who doesn't
going back to what I
collapse
said,
in the pocket.
I think 2 weeks ago, and I should have even talked about this about Mitch. But in this conversation, I'm not dumping on him. They praise Pat Mahomes for throwing a 40-yard pass off his back foot accurately. If Mitch does it accurately or semi-accurately, like, oh, that's a miracle, he's throwing off his back foot. It's like,
Right.
huh?
It's like, where is the standard?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, so it's vastly agreed upon that Mitch blows, so we're gonna say this is a bad move. But everyone else likes a guy that puts ketchup on his fucking steak. Let's not ignore that, people. Patrick Mahomes puts ketchup on his steak. That guy's he's gonna end up killing somebody.
That's a good steak. That's some Ted Bundy shit.
Dude, it's weird.
Ted Bundy like ketchup on his steak.
I mean, and he lives in Kansas City. There can't be but so much out there than football and like barbecue.
I want to go just for that.
Sounds like a good time. So
yeah. So, you think if he had that much time to learn about it, he wouldn't just fucking eat ketchup on it. Yeah.
All right, so I started this whole thing before we got this side comment, and we'll start another subsection because this is what this is: just Packers Bears segments here.
Yeah, true.
What do you got? So I talked about, as long as you guys don't stop up the run, clog up our play action, run pass option, whatever. So what do you guys have to do coming into Green Bay and whatnot?
Well, I really think stopping the run is another big thing because the way Aaron Jones has been running, and I mean, we all know Rodgers can throw, but if we can shut down the run, and what I'm trying to say is, sorry, we've been drinking.
Let's start that whole sentence.
Sorry, we've been drinking too much.
Fair.
Shutting down the run, because I mean, this particular Bears Packers matchup, I think with the way Aaron Jones is running, I think I'd rather force Aaron Rodgers into more tough throws. You know what I'm saying?
Which is a paradox.
Sorry,
but, no, wait. No, it's fine. Which is a paradox, but it's only been Devontae Adams who can make those catches right now. Gmo can catch a pass and then fumble it.
Tariq Cohen.
Oh, stop!
I just want to just throw it to Miller and Robinson all the time. Williams, who got hurt against the Cowboys, he's coming back. He's questionable. Hope he gets to play against Green Bay because just another weapon. Akeem Hicks is back, which is going to play a big role in stopping the run. I'm glad to hear that.
Like 80.
Akeem Hicks?
Yeah.
You wish. I know Roquan is out, but
I'm okay with that.
I know you are. It's not saying like a fair trade, but like even if Roquan is out, I still have faith in the linebackers, and the fact that Hicks is coming back is kind of like a good
And I'm not trying to dump on y'all. It's just offensively, it's like
they haven't been higher power to recently, so like
it's just like offensively, it's like Allen Robinson. I mean, he's taller than Jair. He's bigger, so if Kevin King doesn't play, we might see Tremont match up against him, which, I mean, we'll see. I mean, that'll be interesting to see, but
yeah.
If Jair covers him, I mean, he's just not going to do much. In my pregame, the day of, since it's 3 a.m. now.
Yes.
But so it's actually game day. But
happy game day.
Yeah, so
it's still dark outside.
Because I don't even know who you guys' like number one tight end is anymore.
Either do we. But the last couple of weeks, the free agents they have one guy is J.P. Holtz. I don't know where he's from, but
JP.
Yeah, I mean any guy with a abbreviated.
I feel like he's white and has tribal tattoos.
JP, TJ, JT. but yeah, him and then this dude Jesper Horsted, free agent out of Princeton. His only catch of the season was that touchdown pass against the Lions on Thanksgiving. And he had a couple more catches against Dallas. But honestly, because with Trey Burton out and then Broniker and Shaheen all out, that's 3 fucking tight ends down just like that. I think these last 2 from the free agency have given us the most stability at tight end we've had all season. So it's nice to see Mitch have those weapons again, especially on checkdowns and shit like that. Because when Nagy wouldn't throw the ball more than 10 yards or with those checkdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think I'm really happy just because, like, there we go again about finding diamonds in the rough. Two undrafted tight ends have given us more than our first rounder did.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, going back to Jace, I want to see him get more reps. And going to Packers Twitter real quick, because I just thought of this, because I'm talking about Thursday. Right. Just saying, subsection, like I said, to open up, like, because we're only going to mostly talk about Packers Bears specifically, mostly prior to game days, because we could talk, like I said before, we can talk about this shit all the time. But I did see on Packers Twitter how that play to Aaron Jones that Rodgers overthrew him, he got bumped, or no, because Landon Collins fell, Jones moved inside. And when Rodgers released it at the time, he was still expecting him to be running on the outside of the route, like down the sideline. Right. So it's like there's stuff like that, and so stuff over the middle, like if a tight end's open or something. But there's more going on with the play, and I respect that to a certain degree. And I'm not on board with the Rodgers holds the ball too long thing. Like, because your best corner happen. Your best corner can cover for what, 5 seconds, 6 maybe. Right. So
more of a zone oriented.
Yeah, so I mean, if you can get 7 or 8 seconds in the pocket, fuck it.
That's the other big thing. Our defense always plays well when
you're making the defense tired.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not trying to say injuries, but someone could get dehydrated, someone could get a cramp and need to be out for a play.
That's the other thing. Like, I think they focus when Rodgers is throwing the ball, the best thing to do is to get to him fast. If you give him too much time, he's gonna make some shit happen.
Yeah, and I mean, even on rush plays, he can still do something.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, less time is obviously optimal.
Yeah, but definitely for a quarterback.
I mean, you have to blitz him.
Quarterbacks thrive in time.
Yeah, you have to blitz him fast and he has to be contained.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on.
Definitely. So that's another big thing, but I mean, on the offensive side of things, I think establishing the run is a big one. Haven't been able to do that pretty much all season.
Yeah,
but Montgomery's been getting more touches.
I was gonna say, I think I'm more worried about Montgomery. Because our D line, like I said, Clark he's still good, but he just needs some help. Mm-hmm. So Montgomery and checkdowns.
Yeah, because he can catch too. Tariq Cohen can't. He's also so small that just running for him he's not going to truck anybody, but he can evade you. But lately, I don't know. He's definitely more of a receiving back for us, but too many drops this season is what's costing us. So hope Montgomery can set up Matt Nagy and give him a couple more touches. He's been increasing more and more each week, and mainly more confident throws. Keep giving the confident plays to Mitch, let them throw for deep down the field. Because not going to win by throwing screens the whole game.
NFC North question here, and Jared will like this episode because he's a Packers fan. Do you think Dalvin Cook's going to be the next AP in the NFC North?
I think he definitely can be. I think the future with all the running backs in the NFC North is pretty bright. You got
currently
Kerryon Johnson and Montgomery in a year or two. Aaron Jones is already competing just like that.
Yeah.
Air quotes like that.
Yeah. Hey, Justin, wish you were here.
I think Dalvin Cook is definitely, the front runner. But it's going to be it's usually a pass-heavy division.
Yeah, I mean, that's also true. So
it's change in the upcoming seasons for sure.
I think it's going to be amazing to watch.
I think you can do it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, with a different quarterback, because it's going to be amazing to watch the Vikings spend this much money on Kirk Cousins and move on from him and draft another shitty quarterback. That'd be amazing.
Yeah,
be purple too if you choke for that long.
Roasted.
Remember to talk about the Lions. I mean, that Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's like the Lions have weapons here and there, but they don't have a quarterback.
They ruined so many careers.
Right. And Stafford stayed with them.
Yeah, there was I don't know if it was sports science, but it was something. It was like they showed Matt Stafford's stats through his career. Matt Stafford stats without Megatron. And I was like, Matt Ryan.
Yeah, making him look good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely think.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, I definitely think Cook can surpass AP. He's still really young. It's like his third season.
Something like that.
Yeah,
so I don't want to say he's been irrelevant, but like the first 2 years, I felt like he wasn't as big of a household name as he was right now. Like we knew who he was, but I think maybe now
he's one I gotta watch out for.
Yeah, like now he's definitely he's a hot if he's hot in fantasy, you know.
Yeah,
So,
top running back in the league.
yeah, I mean, if everyone else knows about him, yeah. If everyone is picking him in fantasy, then
People are offering you trades with McCaffrey for him, then
yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So,
Definitely they're big names now. I mean, I don't think he's one of the players that would be just like this. This is just
Adam
a season.
Thielen comes back this week for their game.
So,
because everyone says that he's so good.
yeah.
He's better than Jordy. Like, look,
They're good. He play a good
how
defense.
do you feel about the Jordy Nelson, like on the receiving end? Like, and I've always said that Jordy Nelson's one of the greatest Packers receivers. Like, he's not one of the greatest to ever play receiver. I've never said that. Like,
I think for what he's done for Green Bay, yeah, why not? He's a hero.
yeah, I mean he's shit on a lot of teams. Like, it's one of the best to ever do in green and gold.
He's made. Yeah,
he got $8 million out of the Raiders because they're dumb. I mean, I'm not shitting on him, but I mean, yeah, he lost a step because he was just, he aged and he had a knee injury, but he got comeback player of the year off that injury. So,
yeah,
he was awesome. I mean, and I'm not one of those who misses him. It's one of those players. It's like, yeah, man, he was great all the time, and now he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a legend.
A legend.
Packer legend.
Yeah.
Like I said, I put him up there with. I mean, without Aaron Rodgers, I guess the question gets a little hazy. So I'll place him in the number 2 receivers because Donald Driver.
Number 2 receivers all time
in Packer history.
Right. You see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, no more Donald Drivers, more my generation. So because people might bark at me for like Sharp and Antonio Freeman, shit like that. But it's like, this is my personal list.
Right. So leave me alone.
Yeah. My choice. Players I'm glad I don't play against anymore. Brian Urlacher.
My choice. I miss those days.
So, but yeah, and I'm stoked for this game. Cold. It was
good environment.
It's been snowing in Green Bay like all week, so we'll see. I guess if it snows tomorrow.
Tomorrow will be a good one. Yeah. I'm excited for real. We're gonna be big chilling.
So we're at 42 minutes. Are we gonna say stop? Or are we just gonna try to keep going for an?
I mean, we can. It's a little mini episode.
It's
bedtime.
I mean, it is, but it's okay. I can stretch out my bedtime for at least another 10 minutes. We'll try. I don't want to give people be like 40 minutes. Oh no.
Yeah. See if my bladder.
But I mean, because I feel like I don't want to just ramble on about stuff, but we gotta still
flesh it out.
Well, it's cool because, like I said, it's cool to talk about Packers Bears football. Because I meant to tell you this story, and I might have told you, but I'm gonna tell it now for recording for the listeners. So this is the hardest shit talking I've ever done to a Bears fan. So my cousin Tim, who lives in Chicago or in a town outside of Chicago, he's obviously big Chicago everything, right? Obviously big Bears fan. Hates the fact that I grew up Packers fan. Always talking football. He either broke his collarbone or I think he actually tore a shoulder labrum, so he was getting a surgery. He was getting the surgery the day of the Packers-Bears game in Soldier Field in that 4th and 8 where Kuhn chipped Peppers and Rodgers threw that touchdown to Cobb. Mm. And so the next day, I leave a voicemail on his cell phone that says, "Hey, just seeing how your shoulder is. Because that was the comeback game from Rodgers' collarbone."
Right.
And I was like, because A-Rod's doing pretty great, and just hung up.
Damn. You didn't like that post-surgery.
Listen, man, I don't even know if he was awake. It's good times, though.
He did.
Listen, yeah. I mean, hey, win your family. So
why not?
Yeah.
Rub it in their face.
So, I mean, I guess you probably pulled out like Fudge Packer. I guess that's your hardcore trash talking story for a Packers fan.
What? No.
The old classic.
I haven't had to yet. It's just arguing with you still.
Facts, bro. When we get a shitty quarterback, then I'll be like, yeah, you're right.
I mean, yeah. I'm not going to have to say that. It's just going to be obvious. I'm just going to make fun of everything else.
Yeah. No, I mean.
The undertone.
Yeah. No, we are stoked too. So, yeah, be big chill mode. I do like that it's a 1 o'clock game because I feel like energy from us, obviously, just for being the first game, but for the implication in either way, I think a historic field. So we get a chill after that. We don't have to anticipate all the way until 4. So I kind of like the 1 o'clock game. So yeah, they should have flexed it, more eyes, but Glad they did.
We couldn't wait.
Last time we flexed the game, we took a big fat L.
No more of that shit.
So,
yeah, fuck flexing.
All right. So, well, yeah, man. So, well, this is 2/3 of Counting by 7.
Yeah.
Talking
you,
Rivals Week. I mean, I don't know if that's what we're going to call it. That's going to be the working title.
It'll have a cooler name, but this will be the.
It's not going to have an episode title either, because it'll be like "fuck A-Rod," or I'll say like "fuck Mitch."
You can't sound a title.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Friends Forever.
Well, we should talk. Maybe we should just bring Justin in to have like his own Rivals Week versus Bears Pats, because I mean that could be a really big ass game.
He talks about the Bills and we just all shit on the Pats for an hour.
Everyone wins.
Yeah, that's true.
So that might be the most.
Yeah, we'll be a little bit more subjective than the one, but fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, man. Well, good luck to you, sir. Today.
You do.
Later today. No, we're gonna shake. Okay, we're shaking. Yeah,
let's shake. Can't see it, but we'll shake on it.
Shaking it. We'll clap hands. Maybe this will make it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Good night.
Good night.